One, two, 1-2. Live, please tell your football friends and family that we are live for this quarterfinal matchup between these two Windhoek juggernauts of Namibian football, here representing their clubs in this quarterfinal mouth-watering matchup in a full packed stadium in Oshakati, the Oshakati Independent Stadium that is. And of course, foul already for Tigers. A lot to go through. A lot is expected from both teams, of course. We cannot underestimate the connection between these two teams, but this is a derby. And before we obviously mention the connection between the coaching staff, but these players obviously know each other quite well. And some would say this would be a little bit of a tricky matchup for the Debmarine champions. But let's see how it unfolds. Free kick for Tigers. It's a little bit out of range, but the attempt will still be taken, and that is wide from the number 13, Martin Emilio, who is, of course, a ex-African Stars player, a champion in his own right. Here's Stiga. Bakonja. Apologies. A little bit of a nick there from the midfield player, and it's actually going against African Stars, where you would have maybe thought, and of course Willow is not happy with that decision, but both players did show a high foot, and that leads to a free kick for Tigers. Chance here on the left wing for Van Wyk, and just caught out there from Garuka. Quickly, just with the starting lineups, beginning with Stars, Disiro, Garuka, Hambira, Javera, and Kambanda are the defensive lineups. And within the midfield, it's, of course, our captain, now Captain Stiga, alongside Bakonja and Kwesi. And up front, the most dangerous three players in Namibian football, Ibrahim Yosef, Willie Stefanus and Weturu Kambatu. And for Tigers, we have one of the danger men, Emmanuel Ampofo, the number 28. Then we have Martin, heavy tackle there from Garuka. Emilio Martin, number 10, Gustav Isaac Image. Number 3, Gabriel Kapopo. Number 20, John Kinda. Number 22, Baggio. Number 25, Umari. Number 19, Natangwe Pietrus. Nelly Roy. Number 15, Devon Somsep. And the last player on the Tigers starting lineup is Shane Van Wyk, the number 17 on the left flank. Here's Charles Ambira. And tricky pass there. And of course, we are looking at a Oshakati independent, but cut up. I'm sure you can see it in your pictures how devastated the field is at the moment. It's need to be played along with this one. So the last game in the NFA Cup this Sunday is of course Chula Chula. Their home field is being cut up by previous teams, and let's see how they do. But let's see how these two teams do with Juja on the ball, trying to look for Kambatu. It's a good through ball, but the goalkeeper is sharp. Number 16, the goalkeeper Nelly Roy. It's a very good goalkeeper. He, of course, the Tigers team had a very interesting penalty shootout versus Civics. Civics, the previous champions of the PstBet NFA Cup, or let's say the NFA Cup as it was called just last, or in its last edition. So the goalkeeper for Tigers, Nelly Roy, is a very agile goalkeeper. He basically saved his team throughout the game and in the penalty shootout. So African Stars will have to do very well to get past him. Juja with the header, nothing doing there, and it's picked up. And Kinda could not keep the ball in. Here's Kambada, who is a national team call-up player. They will be playing a friendly on the 31st of May against Lesotho. So himself, Kambanda, Maharero, and Charles Hambira are the three African Stars players that have been called up. Flick on header there, but straight, clear. Foul for Stars was on Angelo Kwesi. Of course, the connection between these teams is paramount, as Marvin Bakera, the head coach of Tigers, knows African Stars very well as a previous coach. Ball came in there but head out. But it's still in the final third for Stars as Bakonja finds Stefanus. Kambada. Stefanus. Kambada gets it back. Bakonja tackled off the ball. No penalty there. Stefanus trying to control the ball, but it's tough. It's tough in these conditions. And out by Tigers, throw in for Stars once again. Stefanus, who has struggled a little bit with injuries, is now still on the floor, but he gets up, thankfully. He would not want to be injured going into a national team call-up, but he's fine to continue. on Van Wyk. And it gives Tigers these important moments to build momentum. Of course, it will be questionable which team can actually play the better football, but set pieces can always mount important attacks, and Emilio Martin lofts it in. Kambada with the defensive header. It falls there to Kinda. Kinda beats Juja. Header back in the center. Stiga fighting for that header, and it falls back into the hands of Omari, who goes back to Nelly Roy. Tricky clearance, but safely out. And of course, in other results, we had a long day of football here starting at 11 a.m. Of course, the NFA Cup has a men's and women's edition. So the women's teams, Okahanja FC versus Nast Babes FC. Nast Babes beat Okahanja FC 4-2. So Nast, the Windhoek team, is through. Or let me not assume it is from Windhoek, but they are through. Juja fighting well. Clearance. Both teams playing tennis, and it falls to Stefanus, who will get some stability. Juja is looking for that cross. Kambanda does a good cross, and it was a flick on from Weturu Kambatu. But that would have been very, very skilled to try and get that into the back of the net, and it does go wide. In other results, Thomas Nampo Ladies beat Arrows Ladies FC 2-1. So Thomas Nampo Ladies FC are through. And of course, the game that we just had before this one, Young Brazilians defeated Sativa 4-2. So the final team in the second division is out. There are only Premier League teams left. 0-0 here with Garuka fighting, and he wins the foul for Stars. Here's Javera Roma. Angelo Kwesi. Garuka trying to find Kambatu. Get out once again. Stiga. Good turn. Charles Ambira always calm. Juja fighting well. But Omari, Albert Omari, the right back for Tigers, is going to have a good battle with Ibrahim Yosef Juja. Very physical, both players. And here is Omari with the throw-in for Tigers. Both teams really playing on this near line, touch line. So the left wing for African Stars and the right wing for Tigers is both being utilized by both teams. Here's changing play with Garuka, trying to get Kambatu involved. And there is a foul on Weturu. And as somebody that saw Civics versus Tigers, which ended in a 0-0 draw, Civics and Tigers really had a physical outing in that game in Swakopmund. It would be interesting to see if they still use that same physicality in today's game against African Stars. But here's Awilo trying to calculate this free kick. It beats a few players. It goes to the back post, but Nelly Roy is first on the ball. Bakonja with that back header, and there was a foul on the number 27 for Tigers. His name is not on our team sheet, but I believe that it is really inquiring to the referee, was there not a foul? And almost a lost man foul by Charles Hambira. So yellow card would have been shown there, but the referee deeming that not to be a foul in any case. Image getting that. Ball lofted in from Emilio, and it's actually a through ball finding Van Veek. But Garuka he needed to be sharp there. Disiro finding Juja. Umari Kambanda, and Kambanda loses it, and of course concedes that foul. The slip due to the conditions of the pitch maybe was against Edmund Kambanda there, but luckily he didn't make a shocking challenge trying to win the ball back. So it's only a free kick. But Emilio Martin, the ex-African Stars player, will try again lofting the ball in, but it's caught out near post. And here's Stiga. Image is trying to put pressure on, better known as Image, just getting too overzealous, trying to win the ball back in a good position where he should have maybe tried to win a corner. He concedes the foul for African Stars, and we start once again. Tisiro Ambira. He needs to be very careful here as he's alone in that central defensive midfield, and he's found Garuka, who tries to find Juja. Good header out there from Omari. Kinda up and under. Who's going to control it? And Kinda again finds Image. Image trying to find Ampofo. Just the number 10 for Tigers. He will find you. And Stiga Ronald Kachiere, our captain, will have to do very. Stiga there just bouncing off of Image to win the ball for Hambira. And it is interesting how Hambira pulls out to the right and leaves this open gap, the dangerous gap. And as you see, Garuka here, he's going to pass it to Charles, but between the two, it's quite a huge gap for Tigers to maybe exploit if one of the passes don't come off correctly. I'm sure Coach Ronald Cananello would not want those vertical passes to be done when in danger. And Wetulu Kambatu has gone down. We would not want to see this from the number 7. He does look in agony. He's not looking too well. He obviously won the man of the match in the previous game versus Orlando Pirates. 4-0, the result of that game, and he scored 1 goal. Of course, we have to mention that Romario Slow Poison Javera had 2 assists in that game. So Romario was disputing the fact that he should have won player man of the match, but of course the overall gameplay from Wetulu Kambatu was quite excellent, and he is walking off quite gingerly, so we hope he can continue the game as he is the important player, or maybe one of the top 2 most important players for the team. And that is a yellow card shown. I will have to confirm, but it looks like the referee lifted up a yellow card. It might have gone to Stiga for I do not know what, but play continues. It's in the hands of Kambanda. What can he do? Tries the back heel when he should have gone for safety, but he still gets the ball and he chooses safety now to Garuka. Garuka will try to loft it in, which he does. Juja, header out from Omari. Touch there in the midfield. Good play, Van Veek now on the left wing. Keeps it in. And Tigers have an opportunity here. Garuka has to stay strong. Very intense by both teams. They don't want to let their counterpart have any advantage. Here's Image. Van Veek puts it in the box. Out from Hambira. That's what he's there for. And Kambada taking it away from Kinda. Somsep just making sure Kambada couldn't get that ball. The Red Army screaming Stars Stay Stars here at the Oshakati Stadium. They're on the right side of the stadium, and of course maybe the Tigers fans are actually positioned right next to the African Stars fans. They are separated by a thin piece of emergency tape, but I'm sure as the game heats up, these two sets of fans will get quite engaged with each other. And maybe one of the engagements will come from this free kick that would maybe favor a left-footed player from Tigers. Of course, Shane van Veek, the number 17 in your picture, is the left winger, so he might be the chosen one. Or the number 15, Devin Somsep. Natangwe Pietrus is also there with Emilio Martin. So all these four players are looking at this as a good opportunity to score the first goal, and it is the number 19, Natangwe Pietrus, who has backed up, probably to take a powerful shot. Emilio Martin, save from the number one goalkeeper, Desiro. Tigers growing with momentum. Image with the corner. Goes to the back post. Header! And it's just wide. Just wide from Emilio Martin. What would the feeling be in both camps if an ex-African Stars player had to score goals against African Stars? Would he celebrate? Would be the question. Very good header there. It was seemed to be like too much at the back post for Emilio Martin to even get something on target, but just wide. First good chance for Tigers, and now a almost identical free kick for African Stars. Let's see what they do with it. Weturo Kambatu is the first person who has picked up the ball. He seems to be okay from a foul that he suffered, and he was limping from that foul. But of course, Willie Stefanos will also try to lick his lips at this opportunity. A right-footed player would love to just maybe get to the back post curler. We'll see who actually wins. And maybe off our picture, we can see Ronnie Canalelo and Bakera having words with each other here. We just want to make sure that they're not fighting, Coach Bakera and Ronnie Canalelo, but I can tell you that they're having very heated words. The crowd is even acknowledging this fact. They are standing toe-to-toe, and that is why I told you the relationship between these two teams is very heated. I'm sure they know each other personally, but maybe something was said that Coach Makeda did not like, and Ronnie Canadelo had to defend himself. But here comes the free kick. It looks like Kampatu will take it wide from the danger man. As you can see in our picture there, Ronnie Canadelo just coming to the touchline, focusing now on the game. But it's getting hot. It's getting hot. Through ball, Emilio Martin, Nelly Roy. Trying to find Emmanuel Ampofo, but Charles Ambira with a back header to his goalkeeper. A lot of action here, and maybe Tigers have had the best opportunity in that free kick from Emilio Martin. Stars need to get their opportunities mounting. Good back heel there from Bakonja, finding Stefanus. Stefanus tried to be clever with that, but Nelly Roy is clever too. Van Veek offside. And yes, in correction, Emmanuel Ampofo is wearing a number 27 shirt. On the team sheet, it is 28. So we'll make sure to know that Emmanuel Ampofo is the number 27, the striker for Tigers. That's him on the ball right now. Chest control. He's a tall man. He's very physical, and he finds Image. Image finds him back. Good one too. He cuts in. He finds Baggio. Baggio will try to find Van Veek, which he has. Van Veek will look up. Van Veek has tried to beat Javera, but Javera standing strong, slow poison. Tigers getting some confidence. Corner taken quickly. Van Veek. He puts it in, but Bakonja clears importantly. We will still have to see if there was a yellow card shown in a tackle quite early, about 10 minutes ago. We didn't want that to lead to a red card and kind of spoil the game. This is a game that the spectators here in the Oshakati Stadium have been waiting for this Saturday evening. It's a good contest. It's a derby. And with young Brazilians going through, they are probably sticking around to look how these two teams play, so they can make sure that if they are drawing either Tigers or African Stars, they know how to take advantage of their team and what to look out for. And of course, we must mention that Chula Chula are here as well, just to watch their opponents play on their home ground. Throw in for Tigers. It's going to be a long one from Kapopo. And it's headed on, but it's in the hands of Desiro. Desiro trying to find Stefanus, but Omari with a clever header out. Kambada. Javera needs to be quick, and he's smart. Slow poison. Cuts in the midfield. Juja loses it out. Here's Baggio finding Omari. Kinda. Image. Chest. Control. Jiga. But Charles Hambira wants none of that and does well. It will be another long throw from Gabriel Kapopo. You can already feel it coming. And these are the opportunities for Tigers that are mounting. It's going to be a header on, and Stiga is the one that headed it out. And Juja clears once again, and another long throw-in is pending. Here's Kapopo. Header and out from Bakonja. Another long throw-in will come once again. About 30 minutes in the first half, and it must be said, Tigers have had the better opportunities, especially from a free kick from Emilio Martin. Kapopo. Emmanuel Ampofo with the flick on, but Stephanus cleared it out, who has actually, well, not Stephanus, Angelo Kwesi it was. And Angelo Kwesi is just jogging gingerly. I think he took that ball in his mid-drift, maybe just winded him for a second, but he's just able to continue. Let us know where you are watching from. We are live, of course, in Oshakati at the Oshakati Independent Stadium. Yeah, the pitch is a little bit cut up. I'm sure a lot of games have played here in the last few weeks. And after this Sunday, I'm sure the maintenance team will have a look at this and say, okay, let's take a rest. Let's see how we can give some maintenance and care to the field for the new season. Throwing for Stars in their advanced area. They haven't had any advanced play in the last 10 minutes. So it would be good for them to just take a rest. Some of their own attacks on the board with this corner. Garuka almost there with the header. Sorry, that was Angelo Kwesi again with that corner. And here is Kwesi once again. He needs to be quick. And he's won the foul. Shane van Wyk fouling Angelo Kwesi. And Kwesi will again use his left foot to maybe put it in the box. But Kambatu has left it for Kwesi. And now Kwesi can calculate. It's going to be an in-swinger, so Roy, the keeper, needs to be sharp. And he is. Nearly Roy doing well to punch the ball out. A little bit of pushing here. A little bit of arguments. No punches, please, no punches. But both teams are just arguing, and I think Garuka has taken the brunt of that in his face. One of the players maybe reacted to seeing maybe a knock on Garuka, and I'm sure maybe he saw some blood. We are not going to wish that on Garuka, but that is the only reason why I could see these players reacting like this. The medical staff have come onto the pitch. Garuka is the strongest man in Namibian football, so it takes a lot to keep him down. No yellow cards are being shown. It's just two groups of men having stern discussions between themselves. But Nelly Roy, the goalkeeper for Tigers, and Garuka no yellow cards. But again, these are the results of two teams really knowing. The coaches have had their spat. The players have had their spat, and there are now four yellow cards. My goodness. I do know Charles Mbida was one of them, and was another, but they the referee has just given out 4 yellow cards to 4 players. It's really hard to know who those 4 players are, but I do know that Charles Ambida was one of them and Emmanuel Ampofo was the other. Willie Stefanus now a heated relationship between the two teams. Let's play football. A lot on the line here in this quarterfinal of the PstBet NFA Cup. But of course, the strongest man in the league, Vitapi Garuka, is able to continue as I thought he would be. It takes a lot to keep him down. Tigers with an attack. Here's Image. Van Wyk puts the ball in. Ambida with the header. Baggio takes a shot. And just over the crossbar. Tigers fans, African Stars fans, let us know where you guys are watching from. I'm sure the chat room is, you guys are talking amongst each other. And there was a very good tackle there from Ampofo on Charles Ambida. He's found Image. Image needed to be smart, and he was taken off the ball from Stiga, and it is a foul for Tigers. Just on the edge of the box. And the Red Army and both Tigers fans and Gustav Isaac Image has stayed down. We do not want him to leave the pitch for injury. As a football fan, he gives so much to the game. But these are the moments, these heated moments, you can tell that these two teams do not like each other today. It must be said, Charles Ambida was just caught by Emmanuel Ampofo, who put it back into the middle of the pitch. Image got the ball and he was fouled just at the corner of the box. And Image is now walking off the pitch. And now this is a very dangerous free kick for African Stars. We knew that this was going to be a tricky game, and it has really lived up to the trickiness, the complexity, the relationship between these two teams. They know each other so well. In the Premiership, of course, it was African Stars winning 2-0. African Stars this season, but they are now licking their lips, knowing that they have had more opportunities in this first half. The number 17 is backing up, and Emilio Martin keeps it low, but the wall does its job, thankfully. It's all happening here at the Oshakati Stadium. Make your way here. It's still the first half if you are in Oshakati. The crowd has been treated to a quite intense battle. Kapopo with the long throw in. Oh, flick on. Oof. Disiro puts that in his hands, clears it, trying to find Kambatu, but that would not work. Here's Baggio. Vera. And apologies, yellow cards. At this moment in time, I believe 5 yellow cards have been given out so far, all in the first half. So, and do the math. Ball lofted in. Emmanuel almost there on the header. A shot almost lined up, but safely away from Juja. And Nelly Roy will just let it go out for the goal kick. Just the announcement. Well, the stream will continue, but we will show legends of the game, our interview with Mr. Dieter Verman at halftime, and the linesmen just getting involved. I told you, it's intense for everybody. Everybody's getting a tackle. Everybody's getting involved in the altercations. Even the linesmen are taking a tumble. And here's Kambanda. Kambanda tries to put it in, he doesn't. And the back line of Stars needs to be quick, and Hambida with an agro clearance. Maturo Kambatu hasn't really had success throughout this game so far, and Javera does well. He cuts through the midfield. Taken off the ball, unfortunately, and here's Image. Image leaves the ball behind. Stefanos picks it up. Stefanos turns. Bakonja finds Kambatu, and it's offside. I'm very, very sure this is a game that both teams do not want to lose. Of course, African Stars, the Demerine champions, wish to win their 6th NFA Cup, but Tigers trying to stop that from happening. And again, it was mentioned that Tigers were very physical against Civics in Swakopmund in the round of 16, yes, and they are physical in this quarterfinal. Stars need to keep up with that physicality. Kapopo, the throw in. Van Veek, header, Garuka out, but it finds Kinda. Kinda with the shot to tame. The zero clears it, trying to find Stefanos. Emilio Martin with the header out. Emilio Martin must know Willie Stefanos like the back of his hand by now, so he will be able to calculate his movements. Pietrus losing the ball out to Javera. Flick on by Kambatu. Baggio trying to find Ampofo. And Stiga bringing it out, trying to find Kambatu, but Kapofo does well to win the throw-in off of Kambatu. Chest down. Image. Good 1-2 there. Pietrus with the through ball to Ampofo. That's offside. Didn't look like it, but good through ball there from Natangwe Pietrus finding Emmanuel Ampofo. Luckily deemed to be offside. Both teams have had a battle, but the statistics are in favor for Tigers. More opportunities, more attempts on goal. It's a growing theme with African Stars that in the first half they really try to adjust to the other team's enthusiasm to try to beat the champions. And African Stars normally kill off teams in the second half. We'll see how that goes in the next 45, but in the closing stages, here's Kinda trying to clear the ball. Awilo breaking him down. Let's see what he can do with his left foot. He puts it in the box, and that is a corner. One off of Omari, and Omari is still down. Albert Omari maybe took a brunt of that ball in his face. We call that an ice cream. And 3 minutes additional time added on here in this first half. 3 minutes of action left. And Albert Omari taking an ice cream to the face. I'm sure he will be able to continue as long as he can see. African Stars have been busy, acquired the ownership of 2 teams in this week. We will announce that later. But Stefanus with the corner, it's an and Nelly Roy with the clearance, punching it out. He needed to, and Stefanus couldn't keep that in. And as I said, African Stars have now turned into African Stars Queens. And Ongwediva United, the men's team from Oshana 2nd Division, have now turned into Ukasirandu. Oh, shot from Juja, blocked. Just to announce again, Ongwediva Division have now turned into Ukasirandu Stars FC. Amelia Martin, acrobatic clearance. 1 minute left in this first half, an intense first half. The crowd here in the stadium are watching football, and it's a foul for Tigers, and that was robust from Charles Ambira. Charles Ambira is on a yellow card. I can confirm that is on a yellow card, and Emmanuel Ampofo is really feeling the brunt of that robust defensive header from ground, showing his pain. And perhaps these Tigers players are asking the referee, what is that? Is that a yellow card? Is that just a normal foul? As Charles Ambira is on a yellow card. It's your bet or it's mine if a red card will be shown in this game. It's getting close to that. It's really getting close to that, as these 2 teams are they hating each other today. Let's say it in that way. Willie Stefanus is still just having talks with the referee. Maybe he's trying to be the voice of good reason. But it is a free kick in the very closing stages. Kinda will take it. He puts it in. It's a header. It's in the air and it's cleared. No. Join us for the second half shortly.
this edition, we're joined by Dr. Dieter Whitman. Welcome, Dieter. Welcome to Namibia. And for those who probably don't know yet anything about him, he's the man who laid the foundation for the unavoidable introduction of mixed-race football, multiracial football. He came to Namibia for the
HPS, yeah.
Yes, and then he started coaching African Stars, and obviously his start was not the better of Germany, because he was going to the township to coach African Stars.
Kadatura,
yes. Can you just take us through that journey, please?
Yeah, okay. Thank you for welcoming me. I'm glad to be here in my second home in Windhoek in Namibia. Yeah, to love coach of Nigeria, and Nigeria wanted to have help from the German authorities, and they wanted to make a sports camp with a coach for swimming, boxing, athletics, and football. Football coach that's what I was to be in Nigeria. But 2 weeks before the football project in Namibia started, they stopped it, and Nigeria authorities said, okay, we don't want to have support from Western Europe and from Eastern Europe. We want to have a neutral land, such as Sweden, Switzerland, or Yugoslavia. Then they took Yugoslavia, and the football project for me was down. And then I said, I want to go to foreign countries. Then I tried to be as a teacher, to come here as a teacher. Then I got 5 or 6 opportunities from Kobe in Japan, in Hong Kong, in South America, like Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo, and Montevideo, where I wanted to go with my wife because our former teacher was the headmaster of the German school. And then came, at last, Namibia, offer to be teacher, chemistry teacher here in Namibia, in Windhoek. That's a Deutsche Höhere Privatschule, DHPS. And I said, oh, the opportunity is good. Then I signed the contract 75 with the DHPS. And then the authorities in Germany, education authorities, sent me down to Windhoek with my family. In January 76, 21st of January, first time I put my feet on Southwest African ground. Yeah, and then I was here, teacher, and played football with my students from the DHBS, and they said to me, hey, Mr. Dieter, Mr. Whitman, won't you join us? We are playing for Wanderers, second league. So
yeah, which was Talpark, then we became Wanderers.
That's right, yeah. And then I said, okay, why not? And there were a lot of DHBS players who played with me, Hartwell Woodward, and that Eline Brothers and Eline Father, and
Bobby, and
yeah, I have met, that's right, Bobby, yeah. And then I started, and then we had a tournament in Okahandja, and then we won this tournament. The final was against SKW, and we beat them 7-1. I scored 3 or 4 goals, and then everybody knows me from the white side. Okay, this is one story, one line. The other line is, I got a telephone call in August 76 from the ministry, from the embassy in Pretoria. Aren't you the Nigeria Whitman? I said, what do you mean, Nigeria? Yeah, you wanted to be coach in Nigeria, to coach black football players. I said, oh, yes, that's me. We have now an opportunity to send you to Kadatura. There is a team called African Stars. Are you interested in? I said, okay, why not? Then I had written down in my diary, I had a meeting on the 12th of August 1976 with Bai, Jombe, and Kaharongo at the Kalahari Sands Hotel.
And that was Amos, Jombe, and Quiriga.
That's right. And the same week, I was chosen as under 16 football coach of the Southwest Africa school side. This was 76, yeah, okay. Then I started, first time when I was in Kadatura was on the 16th of August. And my first training session was on the 19th of August, 76, in Kadatura. Hey, I couldn't believe what this was not what you can't play football not on sand and stones. Then I let all the players collect the big stones or put them on one place and then 77 meter apart the other stone. And then on the other side, this was a goal. And then we started to play. And then they played like children. like a herd of wasps against each other. So no, okay. That's when we have to start and play real football. And then I was in the Debra with Hans Wilhelm for a weekend, and we practiced there. And I changed now the system for African stars from English system, kick and rush. I said to 4-3-4, also 4 defenders, 3 midfield players, and 3 strikers, goalkeeper as well. And there we started our training session in Debra. Luckywise, 1 month later, there was Dave's Furniture Cup in Kadatura.
Yes, I remember very well.
You remember, yeah. And I was the only white there. I was the coach, and we started with the 4-3-3 system. And we played in the final Black Africa. And Oscar Mengo was sent off 20 minutes before the final because of arguing with the referee. So we played only with 10 players. And we won. We beat them 4-2, and then we were champion of the black football players in Namibia. And then coaching under 16, coaching PHBS, all whites, and black all blacks in Kadatura. I said, no, it's not my intention. I want to play them together. How can I handle this? Yeah, and then
you didn't want to keep them separate.
Yeah, okay. You have championships for the blacks and for the whites. Yeah, I said, I don't like this. We have to improve. You can't improve if you play always Ramblers against SKW did this and so on, and we playing Black Africa, all other pirate citizens. We must something. I have to do something. And then I thought, why not playing my white DHBS team against the African Stars?
And you were coaching both teams.
Well, I was coach of both. And then I asked my white players, DHBS players, do we want to play against black people? Yes, why not, Mr. Whitman? And then I asked Oscar Mengo and Karungo and everybody, and then now Pep, do you want to play against a white team? Oh, yes, why not? Okay, and I was coach and referee of both teams. I said, okay, we play in Augustineo, and then this day, you won't believe, it was the 10th of February 1977. It was raining. It was raining cats and dogs. It was pouring down. You can't believe. Then we have to switch from the ground to the
rugby field.
Yeah, to the rugby field. There was rugby field was better. Yeah, there was grass. Yeah, and then we played against each other. And as I told both teams, if I will hear one word of racism or insultant, I will stop the game. It was a smooth game. By the way, African Stars won 3-0, and my students from DHS said, "Hey, they are so fast, they are so quick, they are so tricky. You can't believe it." And this is the first time they played against black players. And in my school yearbook, there was I was called football professor Whitman, yeah, because I arranged this game. And as I haven't told you, I wasn't announced.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello once again, and welcome to another edition of African Stars Club Legends. Well, in today's edition, we're joined by Dr. Whitman. Welcome, Dita. Welcome to Namibia. And for those who probably don't know him or have never heard anything about him, he's the man who laid the foundation for the unavoidable introduction of mixed race football, multiracial football. He came to Namibia as a chemistry teacher for the chemical days field. Yes, and then he started coaching African Stars, and obviously his start was not a bed of roses. There were some issues, racial issues.
Welcome back. Back. Wow, my name is Emmanuel Nkara. We are back live for this intense showdown between African Stars and Tigers. Both teams from Windhoek. Both teams know each other very well. But so far, it is still a stalemate. But it is definitely not moving at a snail's pace, as it has been a intense affair between these two teams. And another foul. One, we are counting down how many fouls have been committed by both teams. It's in the 30s and 50s now. 5 yellow cards shown in the first half. So it's your guess or mine if we will unfortunately have a red card. We don't wish that on any team, as we wish to always have an even playing. But let's see how the next 45 goes. Substitution for African Stars, as we saw Angelo Kwesi leaving the pitch for the number 6 Maharero. The national team call-up player, the Brave Warrior, is now joining the midfield of Stiga and Bakonja, maybe to bring some more robust and physical nature to that midfield, as it has been very physical, but still scoreless. No substitutions for Tigers, so they believe good chest and play there from Maharero. Bakonja, flick on by Jujago! My goodness! This guy's pretty good at finding some sip. Yosef does well, almost finding Kambatu, and he's actually won. Still just very much surprised how well Awilo took that chance. He knew what he was. He did all he could to keep that out, but the angle was just too sweet. And Awilo now taking this free kick. He's going to hit it. I know, and he does. Good save. Awilo has been activated, ladies and gentlemen. He has arrived. Stiga with a good header out. Kambada, Awilo out there from Omari. And Awilo has scored in the last game versus Orlando Pirates. It was Kambatu, Awilo. Almost a good through ball there for Kambatu. And of course, Aubrey Amsep scoring for African Stars in the previous game. Bakonja was the other scorer as well. So Awilo is really just keeping his momentum. Some say he's not in the game for the full 90 minutes, but he always has one chance to affect the game. Omelia Martin back to Kapopo. Kapopo just losing it out, throw into Stars. Slow poison Javera. Flick on by Kambatu. Throw in to Stars. Juja winning that throw in. Tell your football friends and family that we are live. We are at the Oshakati Independent Stadium. It is 1-0 to African Stars. Maharero with the ball wins another throw in, and it's actually gone the way of Tigers. And if you're just joining us, Tigers, of course, had the ascendancy in the first 45, but Willow Stefanus scoring early in the second half. Stiga just with the chest out. Here's Petrus finding Baggio. Baggio trying to turn, but Maharero does well again to win that. Clears it into the fans, but Kapofo takes a quick throw in, and Maharero does a very good job again. He's really come into the game immediately, Maharero. Awilo doing well. Kambada. Good an image, and it's closed out there from Hambira. Baggio. A very good shuffle of the feet. Oh, Charles Hambira. Give him that highlight. Good tackle there from Charles Hambira as Shane van Wyk just clacked his defender and almost beat him. But the national team player putting in a tackle for the ages. We will send that highlight to him as Tigers have a corner with Image. He couldn't paint a picture. Of course, we have to also acknowledge the under-17s, the Namibian under-17s team currently in China. They are competing in the ISF World Cup in China. After having some good results versus Serbia and Macau and Morocco, they lost 9-0 versus Guinea. But their efforts will be commended as they return to Namibia. Or perhaps they will still have more games. We'll wait and see. But let's come back to Oshakati with Willie Stefanus standing at this free kick. He's going to find Javera. Javera has had 2 assists in the game against Orlando Pirates. So he told us that he wants a goal now, but he's fine with giving assists from that right back position. So look out for Roma, the number 14, Javera, to put in those balls from his position at right back. Flick on there from Baggio, finding Kapopo. Back to Baggio, back to Kapopo. Flick on by Ampofo, but the zero is always there. The zero hasn't conceded yet. 2 games now. We need to give him the nickname of clean sheet. Desiro. 2 clean sheets. And if the game continues as is, it will be 3 clean sheets. We'll have to make sure that in other games, I'm sure he's the only goalkeeper to not concede a goal. That's what goalkeepers are there for, and I'm sure a call up to the national team will be pending for Desiro. Here's Javera He puts the cross in. It's deep. It's long, but it's there for Nelly Roy, and he has found now Kinda. Clearance by Ngaruka. Stiga. Kambada just clearing it. Falls in the hands of Martin. Tigers just trying to build the same momentum that they had in the first half. It's been a little bit hard for them now. And as I said in the first half, African Stars really show their class in second halves. We saw that in the last games of the season, and especially in the previous PstBet NFA Cup games, that the second half is always a Red Army half. So if you do not kill them or try to kill them in the first half, they're coming for you in the second. Especially if Willie Stefanis has anything to say about that. Juja putting pressure on the goalkeeper and Martin, but the goalkeeper did well to just clear it. Maharero, Kambanda. Header out there from the defense. Martin finds Ampofo. Ampofo does well to find Van Wyk. Van Wyk looking for Ampofo again, but too much on that. And yes, of course, a few teams joining the Debmarine Premiership will be KK Palace, who have actually had a very big following created. KK Palace, similar to Chula Chula's rise to fame. We'll see how they do in the Debmarine Premiership, the team from the Northwest Stream First Division. The other team was, of course, the Namibia Correctional Service from the Southern Stream First Division joining, and the Northeast First Division is still going on with a team called Kuka Tops, who are on top. So maybe they will be the third and final team to join the Debmarine Premiership for next season. Roy with the clearance, trying to build for Tigers, but Garuka is rough and tough with that header. Stiga. A few touches there, taps on the ball and finds Kambada. Stars are starting to show their class. Awilo couldn't get that flick on. Bad tackle there on Maharero. That's a yellow card. That should be a yellow card, as Maharero really fell awkwardly there. This is not what he wanted. This is not what he wanted, and it really looks bad for Maharero here. He has had a great game. He's come on in the second half, and he's really showing pain here as he fell awkwardly from the tackle. This is, I feel for him. I really do feel for him. Devin Somsep, the number 15, put in that tackle. He should be shown a yellow card. But my goodness, he really fell awkwardly, Maharero, and he will be. This could be an injury leading to. He has stood up right now. He's hobbling on one foot. He's gone off. He's walking, he's jogging gingerly. We really hope that he can continue this game, but yes, it doesn't look like it, and maybe Ronnie Cananelo would maybe. Ambira puts it down and finds touch himself. Marrero is re-entering the game. He's still limping. And as Ronnie Cananelo maybe might want to make substitutions, Tigers are substitutions as the number 15, Somsep, who should be yellow carded, and Image are leaving the pitch, and the number 9, Victor Shimitikeni, who is from Marangamund, a friend of mine, is entering, and the number 11, Janino Janze, is also coming on. So Victor Shimitikeni, the number 9, and the number 11, Janino Janze, substituted on for Tigers. 2 attacking substitutes for Tigers, so Tigers are really going for it now. Maharero, another tackle there on him. And Maharero is even looking at Ronnie Cananelo, maybe asking for a substitution himself. Javera doing well to clear that ball for a throw-in. Kapopo will try to make it long, which he does. Flick on. It's a little bit dangerous, but Stiga does well. Awilo, Kambanda, Stiga, Awilo. He crosses in trying to find Juja, but Emilio Martin knows how African stars play. Here's Baggio. Pietrus. Cross comes in too much, and Desiro calms the game down. Maharero is moving a little bit better at the moment. Thank God. As we know that the Brave Warriors team will be playing a friendly on the 31st of May against Lesotho. So Maharero definitely wants to be in that team. Oh, beautiful footwork there from Stiga, but he still loses out to Baggio. Van Veek now. Good turn. Kabatu tries to defend, and that is good defensive work from Slow Poison Javera. With Turu Kambatu really not having too much to say in this game so far. Maybe he wants to get more himself more on the ball and affect the game from right wing. Perhaps himself and Stefanos will change wings shortly, but so far he's on the right wing, but has been quite quiet so far with Turu Kambatu. Kopopo with the throw in. Bounce over the player. Juja. Trying hard to find Awilo, but he couldn't. Here's Juninho, and Juninho has won the foul on Maharero. Maharero is looking at Ronnie Cananelo. Maybe I'm sure he doesn't want to be substituted, but he's looking to his coach for something. Emilio Martin with the free kick. It's crossed in, but header out for Maharero. Maharero is still an engine there in the midfield, even though he's maybe on one leg. Desiro needs to be fast, and he gets the ball before Baggio. Really good show from Maharero, even while injured. winning the header there again, finding Juja. Juja finds Kambatu. Javera. Bakonja. Bounce. Bakonja there fighting. Here's Janino Chanche. Foul by Maharero. The fans here in Oshakati did not like that. Umilio Martin will loft it in. It finds the player and it's there for Emilio Apofo. And he couldn't catch it. And Disuiro caught it. Juja was just fouled off the ball there. Juja, yes, Ibrahim Yosef Juja was fouled off the ball there. I saw that. Emilio Martin can protest, but that was naughty from Emilio Martin, and that is a foul for African Stars, rightfully so. Still 1-0 to African Stars, the Dip Marine champions, the 5-time NFA Cup champions. About 20 to 25 minutes left in this game, and Willie Stefanis is calculating this free kick. We know he's going to take a chance with that crafty right foot. Actually, he crosses it in and it's almost finding Yosef. And it's a foul for Tigers. Floodlights have lit up the pitch here in Oshakati. African Stars defense just left Emilio Ampofo to do what he wanted over there, and he tried to backheel a flick into the goal, but he couldn't catch it, thankfully. Stefanis. Stiga. Kambanda couldn't keep that with him. He gets help from Awilo. Clearance from Garuka. That's what he does. And he gets a round of applause from Kambatu. Just alleviate pressure. Get to the final third of Tigers. Get within their half. No nonsense at the back for African Stars. Juja. And Omari needs to be he needs to be quick there, as Stars were giving some pressure, and Stiga will keep the pressure on that left wing. Kamada with the throw in. Yosef. Katiere. Ronald, captain. He has one shot every half. There's the one shot that he has taken. I'm sure he won't attempt anymore. It's become a real thing now for our captain. He always has one opportunity on goal. And it was a good one, just slightly off target. Here he is again, our captain, with that header. Pietrus, Baggio, Janino. Tigers with good combination play here. Javera with the clearance. Kambanda finding Stefanis, and the pressure now is on Tigers with Stars with the ball, and Kambanda with a little bit of a lazy pass there. Could have been dangerous, but it wasn't. Juja just going down after that challenge from Omari. I'm sure he'll be able to continue, but Ibrahim Yosef Juja is down and he's limping, but he is up now and he's continuing with play. Here's Janino cutting through the midfield, and good tackle and interception from Garuka. Here's Stefanis. Through ball to Juja. Juja is strong. He couldn't find the ball back into the center of the box. Stars clear, and that's Maharero again. Good play there from Maharero, because Stars, as Tigers, apologies, were almost mounting their own counter-attack. And with players out of position, Maharero had to clean up. He has tackled. I think he'll be able to continue. That is Natangwe Pietrus. But that's what Ronnie Canelero has done at halftime, being smart with it, putting two defensive-minded midfielders in the game with Stiga and Maharero, closing off any attacks through the middle for Tigers. Bakonja, the only attacking-minded midfielder, central midfielder. And that was a good substitution for the Red Army, as it has now closed off all the creative play for Tigers. Of course, Image Gustav Isak has been substituted for Tigers, which also now takes a lot of creativity out of the hands of Tigers. So this game could be in the hands of African Stars as long as they can contain it. Nelly Roy will give a big kick up front. It's headed on, but the Ciro, the back four, the back five of African Stars eat that for breakfast. That's their bread and butter. Tigers really need to be more creative. Maybe use more wing play. Another foul. And it's getting really frustrating now for Coach Marvin Bakera. African Stars are really getting more nurtured, more natural in the game. Bakonja is the player down here, and it looks like a lower back. His left side, his lower back is the one that is in pain. I can see it from where I am standing. And the medical team just making sure. Adredro Petro is the medical assistant from African Stars team that is attending to Tahikika Bakonja. And if it's something to his lower back, he might have trouble actually walking. Those areas of his liver or his two kidneys, a sharp jab there to the back is very crippling. But there is a substitution here for African Stars, and that is Weturu Kambatu coming off for Paulus. And as I said, unfortunately, Weturu Kambatu, correction. I believe Ronnie Cananelo has just stopped that substitution. So let's see how it goes. But the game continues. Awilo crosses it in. Header from Juja. Almost a second attempt for the man from Comoros to give African Stars maybe the dagger of a second goal. Bakonja is still off the pitch, so it is 10 versus 11. And perhaps Ronnie Canelero wants to change that substitute from Weturu Kambatu to Bakonja, but Bakonja looks like he can continue. Aubrey Amseb is also being prepared. Is telling the fourth officials to put his name down as another substitute that will be entering the game, and I believe Aubrey will come on for Bakonja as Tigers now have the ball with Baggio. Pietrus Janino, good control there from the small man, but tackle from Maharero. Maharero is a man possessed in that midfield. He's an engine. Foul. There's a foul here. Two players have collided. Shimitukeni and I believe that to be Romario Njavera, and the referee has given it to Tigers. Clash of heads. Let's hope both players are fine. And just confirmation of that substitution. It is Bakonja coming off for Aubrey Amsep and Weturu Kambatu, who has had better games, coming off for Paulus. So the Red Army really giving a round of applause to Weturu Kambatu. He's had a little bit of a frustrating game. It happens every now and again, but we know how dangerous he can be. He's had a good last two games. Traveling to the north maybe took a lot out of him, and but still a round of applause for both Bakonja and Kambatu, and Paulus and Aubrey can add their influence on this game as Tigers with Van Wyk, the left-footed number 17, will have their opportunity with this free kick. It's going to be dangerous. It's two back to the back post. Too much. It comes back in. Header out again from Maharero. Paulus with the flick on. Awilo, who's now come to this center. Paulus, doing well. Aubrey doing better, and that's Paulus giving his opportunity. He wants to put the cross in, which he does. Nobody's there. Juja has to try and feed off that. But good work from Aubrey and Paulus, and good defensive work again from Paulus, the number 11. Maharero, good header. Control there from Martin. Ampofo finding Janino. Janino puts it up. Hambira headers it out. Sorry. Maharero clears it again. Here is Maharero. Couldn't find the wing. And that's a ball to African Stars. Drop ball. Safely back to his goalkeeper. Charles Ambira with the header. Janino. Omari with the cross, and that's offside. The Tigers fans did not like that. Still 1-0 to the Deb Marine champions. Isiro is telling his left winger to get ready, which is Awilo. He couldn't catch that, and it goes out for a throw into Stars. Coach Bakera is now on the touchline. Both Coach Ronnie Candanelo and Bakera are now on the touchline. It's getting, these last minutes are very important for both teams. The next goal will change the game. Offside. Tigers getting a substitution ready. The big man, the number 12, we know him already from his stature. Here's Aubrey. Beats his player well. Awilo tries to find Paulus or Juja. Good header there from Maharero. Paulus coming back to help his defense. Javera, Stiga, he needs to be quick as he's being attacked by 3 players. He does well. Maharero, Paulus, Stiga. That midfield really congested now. Maharero fighting Juja. Good pass. Awilo with the header on. Paulus needed to catch that, but he wasn't on the same wavelength as Stefanus. Flick on from Juja, finds Stefanus. Stefanus now can look up. He does. He crosses it with his outside of his right foot and tries to find Paulus. Very good pass there from Awilo, and he's even looking to Paulus to say, that was yours, my boy. The young man Paulus couldn't catch that to make a 2-0 for Stars, and it is the substitution for Tigers. Natangwe Petrus coming off for the number 12, Dantango Quinton Kurusep. Kurusep is a striker. We know him, an attacking midfielder, an attacking striker who will just try to add more pressure to African Stars. Coach Bakera is throwing everything now at African Stars. He needs to find this equalizer. But here's Juja. Stars still having more of the ball in the attacking third. The second half is always a Red Army half. Good work there from Aubrey in the midfield. Losing it out to Janino and losing a foul. Losing a free kick, I should say. Emilio Martin lofts it in. It's a little bit dangerous. Header out from Hambira. High foot there. No foul. Baggio. Back to Martin. Baggio. Kapopo. Martin will try again. He will put it in the box. It's a bit low. And here's Aubrey. He's trying to find Juja. And maybe African Stars sitting more deep. Beautiful work there from Janino. He's a tricky little player. He beat Maharero there. Ambira with the defense. Aubrey with the flick on. Kapopo. Baggio. The number 22 for he has done well against the likes of Stiga, Angelo, and he has survived Kwesi and Bakonja. No other midfielder for Tigers has done better than, and that pressure has won a throw-in for Stars. And Awilo tried to find Juja. He still gets the ball. Awilo, he looks up, he's cutting in. He finds Maharero. He tries to take a shot. Paulus could get that. And Nelly Roy, the goalkeeper, caught it. It's maybe a foul for Tigers, but no foul. But it was actually offside. Had almost an opportunity there for the killer second goal. Paulus. Good defensive work there from Paulus. He was the man that lost that foul, but he's the one that headers it out in the next play. So he's doing well for his team as a substitute. African Stars maybe doing more defensive work now. Maybe they do not want to look for that second goal, but it's living dangerously as Tigers want that second goal. And we'll have to see if the Red Army can defend their lines. in these last few minutes of the game. Long throw in coming from Kapopo. It's a flick on. It's still alive. And Ngaruka had to concede a corner there. Corner for Tigers. It's getting tense. It's getting tense. An equalizer will prolong this game. Corner comes in. It's an in-swinger. It's a header from Baggio, the number 22, frustrated with himself as he thinks he could have done better. Knockout football here in the Oshakati Stadium, Independence Stadium, for the PstBet NFA Cup quarterfinals. Tomorrow we will see who the other two teams will be. Of course, young Brazilians have already made it through. Kapopo tries the through ball, but Stiga with a good interception, but bad pass from Stiga, and Kurusep has won the foul. Ronikanelelo really shouting at Paulus now. Ronikanelelo just telling Paulus he should have been open for that through ball from Stiga, but Stiga lost the ball and he conceded the foul. And with 4 minutes left, additional time, the fourth official has just announced 4 minutes left. It is 4 minutes for the Red Army to keep the scoreline as is, as Emilio Martin and Quentin Kurusep are the two players calculating this free kick. It's very juicy for a right-footed player. It will be Kurusep. It's deflected off the wall. And the Tigers fans are hitting the stadium seats. They're making their noise there. They believe an equalizer is pending. Stay tuned to your screens as the corner comes in. It's high. It's headed on and it's headed out. And Awilo brings out some pressure. He couldn't find Paulus, and Kapofo does well. Baggio, Shimitikeni, and Garuka just trying to clear the ball. Long throw in, almost coming from Kapofo, but he steadies himself. He wants to do it again, and here he comes. Flick on, header out. Aubrey, defensive work. Shot, no penalty, no handball. The referee waving that away. More pressure mounting from Tigers. Another throw in. Good header there from Maharero. Finding Aubrey. He has now space and time. He flicks it on. That might be offside for Awilo, who leaves it. Juja, interception. Stiga tried to put it down. He couldn't. Clearance from Omari. Clearance from Kambanda. Still very tense. 2 to 3 minutes left. The Red Army, the African Stars, the Demarine champions, are almost in the semi-final of the PstBet NFA Cup. Here is Awilo with time and space. There is Juja with time and space. Awilo has gotten into the box. Juja tries to find Awilo, which he has. Awilo brings it back for Paulus. Paulus has gotten the ball. He puts it on for Aubrey. Aubrey takes a shot. Aubrey! What a goal! You can see it happening. Congratulate these players, man. Congratulate these players, man. Beautiful combination play between Awilo Juja, Awilo again, Paulus, and Aubrey Amseb, who scored in the last game. I talked to him in Okahanja on the way to this game, and I asked him, why did you score in the last minute? You left it for the last minute. You want to close off the game. He said he came on as a substitute to bring in some energy, and today himself and Paulus have come on as substitutes. Paulus with the assist, and Aubrey Ansep, apologies, has scored his second goal in the PST NFA Cup, leaving it. Wow, we'll see you in the